guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. So today I'm going to read you Daisy and the Trouble with Coconuts, Chapter 13. Chapter 13. The trouble with getting a bit cross at a fun fair is it makes you need a really big lolly with colored swirls on it. Which is lucky, really, because guess what I saw when we left the Rootin' Tootin' Shoot 'em stall? Another stall that sold really big lollies with colored swirls on them. Nanny said that lollies with colored swirls on them were better than dolly mixtures any day, and after about 6 licks, I decided she was right. After about 14 licks, I decided I was going to try even harder to win a prize at the fun fair. Then, about 3 licks later, I remembered exactly what prize I was going to win first. A goldfish. The trouble with going to win a goldfish is you need to know where to go. Grampy said he had been keeping an eye out for a stall where I could win a goldfish, but he hadn't seen one anywhere. I tried looking with 2 eyes, and I couldn't see anywhere either. Nanny said that when she was my age, just about every stall at the fun fair gave you a goldfish in a bag as a prize, which sounded a bit odd at first, but then Grampy told me the bag was made of plastic and filled with water so the fish could breathe, which meant that if you won a goldfish in a bag at a fun fair, you could take it home and turn it into a pet, which made me want to win one even more. Trouble is, there weren't any goldfish that I could win. There were loads of other prizes like teddies with wonky eyes, packs of cards with dragons on, squishy balls, bucket and spade sets in springy bags, little plastic guitars and blow-up bananas, but no alive goldfish in filled-up plastic bags. When Grampy asked a stallholder where all the goldfish were, the stallholder told us that goldfish prizes had been banned from fun fairs years ago. Apparently, olden days children used to win goldfish, take them home, but not look after them properly. Which I can believe, actually, because I had a pet goldfish of my own once called Freddy, and my mom didn't look after him properly either. She let his water go all green. Mom said the water was my responsibility, but there was no way that it was. I only said I would look after Freddy. I never ever said I would look after his water. In the end, Mom gave Freddy to our neighbor, Mrs. Pike, to look after because she had a pond in her garden with nice, clean water in it. Which is a good job, really, because if my mom had been left in charge of Freddy, I reckon she would have been arrested by the RSPCA. She might even have gone to prison for goldfish neglect. The trouble with Mom going to prison for goldfish neglect is she wouldn't be able to make my tea, or take me to school, or read me bedtime stories. So it's probably a good job we couldn't win a goldfish at the fun fair. And anyway, you'll never guess what I suddenly saw next. Actual popcorn. I never had actual popcorn before. The trouble with actual popcorn is there are 2 different flavors, normal and toffee. The trouble with normal and toffee is I like them both the same. Nanny thought I might have been full after my slush puppy, hot dog, burger, tomato sauce, candy floss, and swirly lolly, but I told her I definitely wasn't. So she let me have a big box of each. Trouble is, then I saw the helter skelter. The trouble with helter skelters is you're not allowed to go down them with a box of popcorn in each hand. I know because when I got to the top of the stairs, the helter skelter man made me go all the way back down, which was a bit tricky because there were loads of children coming up the other way. Nanny and Grampy said they would hold my popcorn for me and meet me at the bottom of the slide, which was handy really because you need both your hands to go down a helter skelter slide. One for holding onto your sack and the other one for waving. Helter skelters are one of the highest things you can do at a fun fair. When you get to the top of the slide, you can see all the rides and stalls down below you from one corner of the fun fair right over to the other. And you can see all the people who are going bald. Before you go down the helter skelter slide, you have to put your legs and bottom inside a sack. Then the helter skelter man gives you a push and off you go. I'd never been on a slide as whizzy as a helter skelter slide before, or a slide that was so curly and bendy. When I got to the bottom, I thought I was going to shoot right off the end, but luckily my sack knew when to stop. Nanny and Grampy asked me if I wanted to go on again, and I nearly did, but then I noticed the hoopla. The trouble with the hoopla is it's one of the hardest throwing games in the world. It looks easy, but when you try it, it actually ends up being really hard. The way you play hoopla is you give a lady some money and then she gives you 3 hoops. Then you have to aim your hoops at some 20-pound notes that are elastic banded to some boxes. Real actual 20-pound notes that you can actually win. At first, I thought you had to throw your hoops over the money to win. But then Nanny told me that my hoop had to go over the money and the box underneath it as well. No, just any old over. Exactly over. Oh, sorry, not just any old over. Exactly over. The trouble with hoopla hoops is they have round sides and the boxes have square sides, which meant my hoop wouldn't fit over the boxes. When I asked the hoopla lady for some square hoops, she said she didn't have any, which meant I couldn't win with my first hoop. I couldn't win with my second hoop. And I couldn't win with my third hoop either, and neither could Nanny or Grandpa, which made me feel really, really cross. Grampy said he'd never won at a hoopla in his entire life, which makes you think, doesn't it? If people can't win at the games, why do the fun fair people keep on doing them? After the hoopla, I was absolutely determined to win a prize. In fact, I was so determined and so cross, I decided I wasn't going to go on any other rides at all until I had won an actual prize on an actual game at the fun fair. I wouldn't even go on the octopus until I'd won a prize. I'm telling you. I was so determined and I was so cross, it made me need an ice cream. Well, that's the end of this channel. I hope you enjoyed my readings of it, and if you did, please subscribe, rating, clap, and click many likes. I'll come back later with a new and improved channel. Bye, everybody.